Hello and welcome to the Gameroom, your bi-weekly, correct all the time with no wrong answers podcast. I'm Michael McLeod, and joining me as always is Dwight Robinson. Also this week I have guest Alejandro Valdez. This is episode number 4, and we have lots of fun Xbox stuff to discuss. But for now, as mandated by law, I have a fun icebreaker game for us to play. Get us talking. We were going to talk last week about this during the Lost episode 3.
Yep.
Somebody's a procrastinator. So if you're wondering where episode 3 went, blame Dwight. So
it's on his hard drive. That's where it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the cloud, but I couldn't do anything about it at the time. So, recently, they announced a physical copy of, was it Flight Simulator 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever the new one is.
Yep.
It is 10 discs.
Yep.
10 discs?
Yes, it is. 10 discs.
It is massive.
Oh, wow. I did not hear about that. I didn't look into it. I'm not looking forward to it, but wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a stupid amount of disc for this thing. So, in looking at that, I've come up with a quick game that is probably going to be a one-off because I don't really see this going very far, called Stacked Media, in which I give you 2 games that both have multiple discs, and you tell me which one has more.
Oh, okay.
There's only 5 of these, and feel free to discuss. So,
Cool.
Oh, God.
starting off, we're going to have Tales of Destiny for PS1 and Lost Odyssey for Xbox 360.
Lost Odyssey. Oh, crap.
You answered that very fast.
I'm going to guess Tales of Destiny.
Alejandro's like, I don't even know what that is.
I don't. I've never heard of that game.
I got you. Tales of Destiny has 3 discs.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty hefty game, but Lost Odyssey does have 4 discs.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was one of the biggest 360 games, so.
I have
second.
That, so I love it.
Second one right now, you got Blue Dragon on Xbox 360. And Xenogears on PS1.
Blue Dragon.
He's probably right, but I'm going to go with Xenogears.
Just to play devil's advocate. He is right.
I
Blue
knew
Dragon
it.
has 3 discs.
I didn't even know that had multiple discs. I mean,
I think that's also 4
Xenogears
discs.
has 2 discs.
I
These are both PS1 games next. We have Grandia on PS1 and Suikoden on PS1.
I think Grandia.
Suikoden.
You are right, Alejandro.
Hey-o.
Good job.
Very nice.
I looked into that one.
Suikoden is only 1 disc. Grandia is 2 discs. So.
I knew one of them was 2. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Well, you worked at a game store. I worked at a game store, so we kind of have fresh memories on this a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean,
I say fresh memories 10 plus years ago.
I'm like maybe 2 months on those because let's just say I got both of those ISOs somehow. So that's how I know how many discs they have.
Through mysterious ways.
We'll just say you have the ability to play them.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, both PS1 versions of these games, you have Legend of Dragoon and Riven. Riven being the sequel to Myst.
Oh, this is a good one.
I'm going to go with Dragoon, Shot in the Dark there. I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to go with Riven.
All right. Dwight, you got that one.
Yeah.
Riven is a 5-disc PS1
5
game.
discs?
It has full motion video like out the ass.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
so
That's why I
that
guessed
is
that
exactly
one.
why.
Yeah.
It's actually not that long of a game if you know what you're doing, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of
video in there. It's
Yeah.
like all video.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 9, like
and,
one of them is basically just all videos.
Yeah. And the last one I got here is Arc the Lad Collection on PS1, which, keep in mind, that's a collection of games.
Right.
And Phantasmagoria, excuse me, I believe it's called, which is a PC game.
Phantasmagoria.
I'm going to go with Phantasmagoria too because I just like the name.
You're answering these pretty quick. You're both right. Phantasmagoria at 7 discs.
That also has a lot
PC.
of FMV.
Oh,
It does. Arc the Lad Collection has 6 discs, though.
Dang.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty hefty. All right, so what have you been up to, Dwight? I didn't even look at your games played if you put anything in there just now.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
You put The Sims 4 in there. Why are you playing The Sims 4?
4?
Who are you?
Sims 4.
And what have you done with Dwight?
There's a big sale
I'm
right
actually-
now, so...
Just exactly like how you just guessed. I am not actually playing Sims 4. My wife is playing Sims 4. She's like rediscovered it because of that Animal Crossing
debacle from
Yeah,
last week that
debacle.
you'll never hear about.
So I did get a hold of Animal Crossing for 3DS. I downloaded it, And then right after I downloaded it, and I was like, oh, see, I just downloaded this. It's cool. You can try it out. And she's like, no, I'm going to play Sims 4. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So she's been on Sims 4, like, super
So there's
heavy.
$30 gone from your wallet,
Yeah.
essentially, between the two Animal Crossing games.
So, you know, and of course, if you've played Sims 4, you know that it has hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of DLC.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't play Sims 4. But
Oh
continue.
man! So there's 3 different classes of DLC on Sims 4.
Yep.
This is how serious this game is. There's expansions, which are like $40 each. Then there's the next step under that, which I actually cannot remember
Isn't
right
it-
now, but
Macrotransactions?
collections or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
I think it's called collections, but it's $20 each for those.
Right.
And there's stuff packs. It's
Stuff
literally
packs,
called
yes,
stuff
yeah.
packs. Stuff packs are like $10 each. Now there's like 10 or 12 for these stuff packs.
Yeah.
Like maybe around 8 or 9 of the collections, and then there's like 4 or 5 expansions. So you can do the math on that. That's a shit ton of stuff. And then
I'm not going to. I'm just going to assume it's a lot, though.
Last time
So, yeah.
I saw they're like all 50% off. Even then, it was like buy the full collection, and it was a little over $200. I was like, man,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's insane. There's the worst. I guess the worst offenders for just over the top DLC is definitely Sims 4 and Dead or Alive.
Isn't there like a
5
train
last
game?
round. A train
Like on
game.
PC?
train.
It's like a train simulator or something that has just a stupid amount of. I don't really know.
I know there's a ton of them. I don't know specifically which one has a lot of DLC though, but I could imagine.
What was the second one you said?
Dead or Alive 5 last round.
Oh yeah.
That
There's like
also has
900 costumes.
Oh yeah,
every
yeah,
other
yeah.
week.
They're all like separate.
I mean, Sims 4 is
This is
good.
crazy.
Like I've sunk a few hours into that, but I've never bought DLC, and I never feel like I should. But that's me though.
There's all these like Reddit forum posts where people try to figure out how to do certain things without getting the DLC or whatever, because you can't put in garage doors. You can't put in functional garage doors if you don't buy any DLC. And I actually looked this up because she was trying to like make a house and she wanted to put a garage door in there, and apparently to do it without DLC, you have to like get vinyl siding and put windows on it, and it's just like a decorative door. It's not like an actual door, and there's all these like ways to get around it. But
It's a cheat. Is
Yeah,
what it is,
yeah, yeah.
essentially, too.
But
It's not a real garage door.
But like a functional one, I think is in like City Life expansion, which is like $40. Or it's
Wow.
it's crazy.
It's
so
too much.
she's
It's
down
too
the
much.
Sims 4.
Yeah.
She's down that rabbit hole, and I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
I would say that's when I saw it on your list. I was very confused.
Yeah, so that's what should be on. Me personally, I was
Yeah.
on
What have you been playing?
Resident Evil. I went back to Resident Evil 3, which I never do this. I can never really go back to games and replay them. But I restarted on like an assisted run just to do just to collect all the shit. Get all the little statues. Shoot all the statues and make sure I get all the weapon attachments and all that other shit. But because the game is so straightforward and it's fairly short, I was like, oh, why the hell not? I mean, I like the game. I'll go through it and collect all the shit.
Yeah, why
whatever.
not, right?
And I played Resident Evil 2, and the one time that I got chased by, the tyrant, Mr. X, in a save room, and I'm in the save room, and I open the save room, and I see his ass, like, lurking around in the hallway, and, like, and of course, I'm running through, the police station, so everything's gathered up right outside that save room. Is the one where, like, the staircase is right there next to it. So there's all these zombies, like 2 lickers, Mr. X stomping around. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll play that later. And I haven't been back to it since, like, last
This
year.
shit's too stressful for me.
It's just, like, super stressful, but, whatever. But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I was going to start Xenoblade Chronicles X for Wii U.
Fantastic game.
But I saw that, I got it loaded up. I took it out the plastic, because I bought
Big
it
step.
a while
That's a big
ago.
step. Yeah.
Took it out
You
the
just
plastic.
took it out of the plastic now?
Yes. I was like, you know what? I never played this. I'll give it a try. Took it out
The
the
game
plastic.
is fantastic, by the way, but yeah, continue.
Stuck it in there, turned it on, updated it and all that. Clicked through all the little notifications that, hey, Miiverse doesn't exist anymore, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, cool. I don't care. Got to but then I realized, because I was trying to play it on the gamepad, because my wife was playing, Sims 4. It's like, all right, well, I'll just play on the gamepad. And I didn't see a way to, like, switch to the gamepad. And then, you know, when she, like, paused or wanted to do something, I was like, So she went to I changed it over to the Wii U. And I guess you have to, like, actually start the game and everything and get in there before you can switch to the gamepad, I'm guessing. So I was like,
you can do it. I couldn't tell you how to do it. It's been so long.
Yeah, it wasn't like right at the menu, which for like Wonderful 101 you could, and a couple others you could. But you had to like get into the game, and I was like, well, I don't want to do that because you know how like some RPGs do. You start the game, and it isn't until like an hour or two in that you can actually like move on your own and do stuff. And I was like, well, I just wanted to play it while she was doing that. I didn't want to like take it over and waste time doing it. So I ended up not playing it. So I'll probably get back to it.
All right. Did you download the additional stuff they don't really tell you about in the eShop?
I saw there was like a link to the eShop on the page, but I didn't look.
There's like 10 gigabytes worth of extra content you can download that makes the game run so much better.
Really? Okay.
I don't know if you have 10 gigs worth of free space, but it's like environmental detail. It essentially just loads like
it's like a texture
parts of the environment, textures, environments, enemies, all that stuff. So it doesn't have to load them. It's just already kind of there. I mean, it still has to load them, but you know, it's obviously much faster.
You have to go to the eShop to download that?
Yes, and it's like 5 packs. You can like pick and choose what you want. So if you don't have all the things, you can just load, you know, just enemies or just whatever, and it makes the game run way smoother than it did if you're just running it straight off the disc.
Just looking at the title screen, you can tell that the Wii U, that was really pushing the Wii U. Like, it really was.
That game is massive.
It's crazy. I've always wanted to play it. I honestly was going to get a Wii U just for that game, and I ended up not doing it. But I noticed something on the title screen. All the characters are all in 3D, but the giant, gear or mech that's on that title screen is just a 2D drawing. It's just a bitmap drawing.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've played it, so
I
played the hell out of that game. I never did beat it though. Once you get around to actually getting into it, you realize how massive the environment is. It's probably one of the biggest game worlds I think I've ever messed around with. It's like Just Cause level big.
Oh wow, that's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's
There's
very daunting.
continents that you can run through.
Yeah, I'm hoping they'll put it on Switch. I'm surprised they haven't yet, but
give it time.
Yeah.
It eventually. The original Xenoblade finally came. So
yeah, I'm
give
surprised they did the original over X because they just released it on 3DS really. So not just release it, but in my weird timeline. Yeah, but yeah.
So that looks like it's been about it for you. I definitely want to hear about you, Alejandro, and Iron Man, but I'll run down real quick what I've been playing. Autocorrect had fun with this one. I wrote Paper Mario and the Organic Kong, which is the Origami King.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I played that. I was out of town this week, so I played that while I was out of town. I don't know if it's just because I had a very stressful week, or if the game's boring to me.
Ooh.
I can't tell. Because I fell asleep on it twice. So I don't know if that's I'm interested when I'm playing it though. It's cool to look at. I think the battle system's a bit long-winded. Like you have to solve this like ring puzzle before you can even battle, and you're timed on it. It's kind of obnoxious. Like I was like, let me just jump on the fools. Like let me just go.
For each battle or just like
for every battle?
Wow, that's
what? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little weird. You get used to it though. It's fine, but it's kind of at the same time. So
I actually didn't hear about that. Yeah.
I'm going to give it more time. I don't know. I was very tired this week. We were moving a store, so I was exhausted all week. So I fell asleep on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just that. Before I left, I picked up Ghost of Tsushima. I probably put about 12 hours into that because I'm super, if you both know me, I'm super into Japan
feudal
stuff.
Japan. You love it, yeah.
Yes. And this is super pretty. This is set on the island of Tsushima, as you might guess, during the Mongol invasion. It seems relatively authentic for the most part. I'm actually really liking it a lot. It seems like the Japanese Assassin's Creed that I've always kind of wanted.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I only have a couple little nitpicks with it, and these are like minor nitpicks. Like, you have to swipe up to navigate, you swipe up on the touchpad, and like the wind blows in the direction you're supposed to go. That works 98% of the time. Sometimes you'll do it, and it's just like, what just happened? Looked like everything just shook.
Right.
So you have to do it again. And for you to swipe up on the touchpad is a bit obnoxious. I kind of wish they would do like Ghost Recon does, where you have the option to play organically, or you have the option to put waypoints on the screen. I would totally go that route.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, that's a fun thing, but you know what? Just give me an arrow. I want to just...
Yeah, for convenience sake, just give me a thing. So
yeah.
That, and sometimes you'll be riding on your horse, and you'll be going the path that they want you to take, and then suddenly you realize you're on a cliff, and you're like, well, shit. Or you're like, there's a mountain or something, and you have to like get off and climb down.
Right. Yeah.
And then it just breaks it. But that's a very minor gripe. In fact, I'm at home this week. I have to finish it this week because I'm traveling again next week, so I'm going to be busting ass on it all week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did want to ask you about how the combat was like, because from what I've seen, there's been a lot of people that really love the combat, but then they kind of wish that there was a way to lock on, because there's no real lock on in there.
There is no real lock on. It's very you played the Batman Arkham games, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So I think the parry system is not bad. I'm just not good at it.
Right.
Like, I need to get better at it, and I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. And as long as I played it, I'm just like, why am I so bad at this? I haven't really died in combat more than I think once or twice, but I don't know. I'm not good at it. There's also like these bamboo cutting things where you have to like press a series of buttons real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, my memory is not there for that. So like, I'll be sitting there for like 5 minutes straight just trying to get this thing. So I mean, that's just a factor of me getting old, not so much the game's fault. So
this was the game. I don't know if you remember, Mike, but months ago, like maybe a year ago, I told you there's a game coming out that I'm excited for, and you were like, "What is it about?" I said, "I don't know. I just remember there was grass.
Oh yeah,
there was grass was moving really pretty." And you were like, "I can't help you there. I need more information." This is the game I was thinking about.
There you go. Dude, I used to be on that level where I would have known what you were talking about. So,
right.
I remember one time working at GameStop back in the day. Some guy was like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something akin to, I'm looking for that game with the guy with the sword, and I'm like, Onimusha? And he was like, yeah, that one. So there's just like a perfect harmony of question and answer. But outside of that, I did pick up Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. I talked a little bit about that last week. I'm keep playing that. That's a remake of the Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town on Game Boy Advance. So,
oh, right. The one with the cow?
The one with the cow.
The one with the cow.
Yep. Yeah. Which I have a fun story about the cow. When I think it was called More Friends of Mineral Town, or no, Another Wonderful Life on GameCube came out. I think that's what it was.
Never played.
It came with a cow as a pre-order bonus. A very similar cow, a little stuffed plush thing. And one day before I left, I took the cow. I think I told you this, Alejandro. I took the cow, one of the little pre-orders, and I strung him up from the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I made him all bound up, and I put a sign that said, "You're next" on it for the opener the next day.
A joke. A funny joke.
Yeah, it was debatable whether it was funny or not.
Right.
But, it was a joke nonetheless. The opener didn't show up the next day. The district manager did.
Oh, wow.
I got a fun phone call about that. What's up with the cow? Oh, don't worry about it, sort of thing. So
it's like, he's mad, but did he laugh? Like, that's the kind of...
No, he didn't. He had a stick of his butt all the time. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been it for me. I've been pretty busy, so not a lot of games. I did pick up a lot of games when I was out. That's like a tradition when I go out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So find all the retro game stores. So I picked up Grandia 3, Grandia Extreme.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
On PS2, I got Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, the only one I'm missing on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Half-Life on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
And Beautiful Joe on PS2.
I'm surprised you don't already have Beautiful Joe, though.
I have it on GameCube, but
But
not
not
on
on
PS2.
Not on PS2.
Yeah, PS2, that version has Dante as a playable character.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, and I picked up Samurai Showdown for Switch, so now I own Samurai Showdown on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch.
There you go. The trifecta.
And I've barely played either.
I was about
any
to
of
say,
them.
you play any of them?
I have played the PS4 version a respectable amount, but I liked it. I don't really get around to it, so it's like someone had it on Switch for like $25, so it's like why not?
Yeah, I played
And
it.
it's fine.
I played it super heavy when it came out, but I haven't really messed with the last 2 or 3 DLC characters, so I'm gonna have to get back into it.
It came with the Neo Geo Samurai Showdown Pocket 2, I think. It's a digital game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. That's it
Nice.
for me, Alejandro. Outside of Iron Man, which I do want to hear about, what have you been playing?
Well, not too long ago, I beat my first Far Cry game. I own them all.
Yay.
Never played any, but it was 5. I loved it. Then I picked up Far Cry 3.
Weird ending, huh?
Started playing
On
it.
Far Cry 5?
Huh?
That's a hell of an ending on Far Cry 5.
It is a hell of an ending.
Yes. No spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want to
but
say anything. Granted, it's years old.
I love the ending of that game.
But I was just like, I love that it was like that, and it wasn't how games normally end. So that was really
yes.
cool.
It was unexpected.
Yes,
is
and it
what
was
I
very
liked about it.
eerie too.
Yes.
Which
I've never
really
gotten
made me want
the
to
end,
play.
So I'm clueless right now.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
If you ever play it, it's
and it
got a
really
good
made me
ending.
want to play New Dawn because I was like, holy crap, like this is interesting.
Yeah.
But
I tried to play New Dawn, but I couldn't get into it. But
No.
that's something for another day.
yeah, unfortunately, I was playing Far Cry 3, and maybe it was just too much Far Cry in a short time. But
Yeah.
I like cleared half the map, and that one issue everybody complained was like it's a bit
The
repetitive.
towers.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, I need to take a little break from this because I don't want to start being like dreading it. So I picked up Wildlands. Like we were
Yay,
talking.
good.
I played that for a little bit, and then my cousins were like, "Hey, do you want to play Minecraft?" So I've been playing Minecraft a lot.
There you go.
And Civ. When I'm
What
just
do you do in
kinda
Minecraft now? Like, is there something to do? Or are you just building stuff?
Well, he was just like, I want to get to the Nether Dragon as quickly as possible. So I was like, all right, let's try that. So
Okay.
I don't know. It's just been
Are you playing this on computer?
the PC. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. I've just been kind of all over the place. Nothing. I'm really looking at Control though. I really do want to play Control.
I'm waiting on that $20 price point for Control. I rented it and I liked it a lot, but
I think I got.
not only does it need to be $20, but I'm waiting for a Series X patch because even on Xbox One X it runs a little rough.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got Control when it was. I think the deluxe edition was on sale for like $40 or something like that.
Yeah,
And I went ahead and jumped, and I haven't started it like at all.
it's good.
So-
It's actually really good. It's
It
hard.
does look really
like,
good. It does look really. But
It's-
I'm my Xbox is. I mean, I already said before. My Xbox is fucking shit in the
You
bed.
did say before,
slowly.
but that episode is gone.
It's like shit in the bed slowly. So, but I'm kind of waiting for Series X as well. I'm still buying Xbox games and kind of like stacking them up and waiting
Yeah.
for the
got
Series
you.
X to come out. So I can
This would have been a
actually play
great segue, but
Yeah.
tell me about Iron Man before we get
Right.
because I want to know.
We'll talk about Sony before we go to Xbox. But
Yeah.
it's actually so I played the demo, which came out like a month or so ago, and I'm about halfway through the main campaign. It's hard to play VR games because it's like I have to get up, I have to put a thing on my face.
It's a commitment.
You know,
I got
it's
you.
like
yeah, that's why I didn't. Yeah.
right. It's like this is a night, but
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I think the flying is not perfect, but it's great. And like the fact that you can see your arms and they're Iron Man arms. You look down, you see the suit. It's really cool. And the controls are intuitive. You flick the controller up to shoot a repulsor, flick it down for like a forearm rocket. I don't know. I really enjoy it. I love Iron Man. He's my favorite Marvel character.
So how do you move around? Do you like hold your arms behind you and hit the button or something?
So yes and no.
I have questions about this game.
Right.
'cause I'm
Yeah.
interested,
So what you do is you put your hands, like you put the controllers down by your sides. You know how he does in the movies to like hover?
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
that. And as opposed to just fully throwing them back, you just kind of tilt your wrists. So you just tilt the controllers
okay.
backwards. So, and to go
What?
forward and stuff like that. and like in the movies, if you're going and you want to come to just a immediate stop, you put your hands up and you
forward,
just push them and you stop. It's
that's dope.
Yeah, and moving is pretty. Sometimes like you can click the buttons and it'll do like a quarter rotation, because obviously you can't be continuously spinning, because you're gonna get wrapped up in a cord.
Yeah, you'd be barfing all over your living room.
Right. Which sometimes, you can make it smooth, but the smooth feels weird, and you can make it quick, and the quick is better, but I don't know. A small little gripe. A lot of games have that, but in this one it feels weird because you're moving so fast.
Sometimes smoothness will, Doom made me like nauseous because it was so fast. Even though they had options to not do it, it was just like.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't get nauseous anymore. I've like forced myself to play so much VR that I'm over that hump.
I think Doom was the only one that did it to me. Even like Ace Combat, which I heard a lot of people got nauseous on, I actually was fine with.
So quick and smooth. I've tried. I've never tried PSVR at all. I've tried like VR at like this little. I guess it's like storefront where they had like a VR setup. You could go in and pay for like an hour or so. But I've never actually tried PSVR. So quick and smooth. What is that?
So the quick one. Actually, that's not the term. I forget the actual term. But it's as opposed to it smoothly turning, to the right or to the left. It's just like snapping. That's what it's called. It just kind of snaps you.
They do that in a lot of actually.
Yeah, it'll either
kind of like that teleport movement or whatever.
Kind of, that's what this game has, and I'll get to that because. But it'll either some games will vignette, so like bring it in really tight, so your peripherals don't get all weird and just snaps you, or the screen will like flash black while you're snapping. So, because that'll really mess with your equilibrium, is like moving too quickly but not actually moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the smooth that doesn't happen. It's just a nice smooth transition to right or to the left.
So your viewpoint is like actually moving, which I can see why that would still mess you up because you're not turning your head.
You're not actually moving.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's like almost it's necessary for a lot of VRs now. On PC, you don't have to do that, but because the PSVR uses sensors, you have to keep looking straight. So you really you have to love those buttons, or you're not going to get picked up.
Yeah. I really hope they put out a new version of the PlayStation VR. That's kind of what I've been holding out for.
They did like hint toward a new version.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of why I got rid of mine, because I liked it, but I was just like, now is the time to go ahead and sell it and get rid of, get the money and move on, and I can get something later that hopefully is backwards compatible, because I still have a bunch of PlayStation VR games that I can't even play.
I mean, they did update it from its original launch.
Yes, there's two versions.
Yes.
I actually had the second version.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
But as far as Iron Man, I have two complaints. They kind of go hand in hand, really.
Okay.
Well, yes, and anyway. So, in a lot of VR games, you can walk around and interact with the environment normally, But in this one, it's like a point-to-point system. You look around and you see a point by a table. You select it, you click X, it'll take you there, you teleport over there, and you can interact with some cool stuff there. It's usually just magazines. It's simple stuff, but it's like, I'm in Tony Stark's lab, his house. I want to completely have full autonomy on what I'm doing and just go look at stuff, as opposed to just, let me go there. Now let me go over here, and then over here.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of it. And then the story beats, though they're really entertaining, you don't move at all. You're just standing there, and people are just kind of talking to you.
So is it more of like a VR like rail shooter type thing, or
no? No, I would say no.
Yeah, from what I got, you do have free movement.
You can move completely around, but once it's like dialogue and stuff, you are just stationary, and everybody's moving and doing things around you.
Gotcha.
And Tony, and you're responding to what they're saying, but you are just...
They're probably doing that so you can't like fuck with the environment like while shit's going on,
Probably.
So you can't be, blowing people up or something in the background.
Yeah.
Or throwing coffee in somebody's face.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, but that's honest. I mean, there was I did throw a briefcase at Pepper, but it just went right through
Yeah.
her, you know. But
Slight sidetrack. They did that. There was like a similar sort of thing in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They have like these cutscenes with the area bosses, I guess, before you can actually, attack them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the cutscene, I could move around,
Right.
like which I wasn't
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be able to. So yeah, I got right behind them as soon as the cutscene ended. I assassinated.
it's game breaking, but you figured it out.
That's exactly why you normally can't move in cutscenes.
Yeah.
So
But no, I think the game is great. That's like my only two things, and even those are minor gripes, really. But I think it's great. Anybody who has a VR and likes Marvel, even the slightest, or Iron Man, the slightest bit, should really get it.
yeah. It's the one game right now that I'm kind of like regretting getting rid of my PlayStation VR so early for.
Mm-hmm.
So. But yeah.
yeah.
Enough about PlayStation, though.
Moving
We're
on.
here to talk about Xbox. We're here to talk about Xbox because they had the July 2020 Xbox Game Showcase,
Yes.
which I'm actually just going to play
Yes, they
and
did.
talk about it as we go.
Okay.
The one thing I kind of like about it, though, unlike the PlayStation event, and I'm not saying it's not here at all, minimal fluff.
Minimal fluff. I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Minimal
Yes.
fluff. You get
That's
like
true.
a countdown at the beginning, but they're not sitting there for like 20 minutes, like flashing X's in your faces.
Yeah.
Your one
And all
face.
these different shapes and and
Yeah, bubbles and
Yeah, and
like
you're
that.
like, oh, look, there's an X, a circle, a square, a triangle. Wow.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
This
hey,
was
there's another X.
every now and
Whoa.
then they'd show the X logo and it would like pan up,
yeah.
but then right into the next
Yeah.
segment. So
It was just a little less pretentious.
I feel
Yeah,
like because they
you
had
get
more
that a
to
little
show.
bit at the beginning. I'm watching it now, so you get a little bit of like. It's actually kind of leading into the Halo trailer, which
Right.
we all knew was going to be a thing.
Of course.
So I'm kind of glad they just
course.
kind of got ahead of that.
Of course.
Yeah, they open
Wow.
with that, which is interesting.
While you're scrubbing that though, I just want to mention I saw the pre-show and like the after show. One thing that I thought was weird. So Jeff Keighley,
Oh, so you watched it on the Game Awards YouTube channel?
yeah, which I
Okay.
didn't know if that was official or not. I didn't want to watch that. I usually just like watching the direct official, stream. I
Yeah.
don't like going to like the IGN or whatever. I don't want to.
Yeah. I typically don't either.
But then,
But it was like Jeff Keighley and Alana Pierce and two other people, right?
yeah, and
Okay.
wow, they were really they don't normally for that kind of stuff. They don't really say exactly what they want to say. They kind of say a lot of industry PR kind of fluffy stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they weren't really doing that. She was like, oh, I don't care about Halo at all, but I mean, I guess I'll just, use I'll just go take a break and use the bathroom while that's going and watch the other stuff. And I was kind of like, whoa.
Oh, really? Okay.
Really? Is that really what you're going to say, like, right before this reveal? I'm like, okay. I mean, that's cool if you don't really care about it, because, I mean, I wasn't really super excited about it either, but, like, you're on this stream, man.
This Xbox,
it's like an official,
Halo
like,
made,
pre-show.
Halo
Like-
made Xbox almost what it is today. Like,
I thought that
Oh,
was
it definitely
weird.
made Xbox
Right.
what it is today.
And if you watch it, if you ever go back and watch it, even Jeff Keighley was just kind of like, wait, what? What the fuck did she just say? It was just like,
Yeah.
It was weird. And they kind of like, golf laughed it off, like, ha ha ha, or whatever. But it's like, bro, like, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm sure he got a talking to after that.
I don't know.
Afterwards, and of course he's like the super professional, whatever. So afterwards, when they're talking about it, he kind of like ribbed her about it, after that. He's like, oh, so, you came back from your bathroom break or whatever. What'd you think of the rest of the show or whatnot? And, they kind of, oh man, they were just like ripping on it, which was like, it was just weird because normally you get the usual PR fluff. I just thought that was weird.
Yeah,
But
like,
anyways,
we're real
It
excited.
did seem
for
like the people were a little less scripted in some cases, though. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
throughout the entire show, some of them clearly were reading off of a paper, but
Right.
a lot of them seemed pretty normal. So, but yeah, so we started the trailer. It looks like it says press to start demo. So I wonder if this is going to be available to people to try at some point.
I doubt it.
I really doubt it.
Probably not. But we got the guy from that first reveal. Well, I guess the second trailer
Yeah.
that finds
Yeah.
Master Chief.
Yeah, second trailer.
Um,
I already like him a
Yeah,
lot.
the-
I like his character.
Because
I
he
do.
looks like you a little bit right now.
Okay, he do look a little bit like me. I'm not gonna lie.
He's got the beard.
The dark hair, yeah. He does kind of look like me. But it's more of like he has this respect for Chief but he's gonna tell Chief to his face, "Listen, dude, I don't give a damn who you are. Like, I'm scared and I want to live." You know, and
he's kind of comical.
He's super funny compared to Chief. You know, being Chief. It's just Cortana's gone, so.
His character style is definitely different from what you normally see in the Halo games. Like, you don't get a character like that. So I thought it was pretty good too.
Yeah, right. Like they usually kiss his boot.
He's not a gung ho Marine.
Yeah, they do kiss his boot definitely. They're like way on his nuts. You know, like, oh my god, he's the best. You know.
And there's one part he completely grabs like Chief's arm and like pulls him back, and Chief just kind of looks at him like, "Excuse me," like.
Yeah. That was my favorite part of that trailer. But go ahead.
They almost have like a bromance relationship going on there for a little bit. Like that's how it comes off to me at least. So, I like him. I'm glad he didn't die at least in this trailer.
Right.
Because there was that one scene where when they crashed, I was like, oh no.
Right.
I liked him.
But Chief didn't even like crouch. He was just standing.
Does this guy have a name, or are we just gonna call him that guy with the beard?
I don't know if he does have a name. I don't know.
I'm sure he does.
Sure he does.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll know. As long as he's not the cliche helicopter pilot that dies in like every video game ever or every movie ever, then that's cool.
As he drops the warthog off and flies away, gets hit, and it goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they flying? He's like, oh, remember, Chief? Just call me when you're ready. And then Chief gets off, and then they just crash and burn or whatever. And it's crazy. But anyway,
emotional moment forced. But anyway, so. After all this, it pretty much leads right into Chief coming out, switches to first person, and there's your gameplay.
There it is.
So,
yep.
I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts on this. I have not seen this on a TV. I've only seen it on an iPad. It looks damn good on an iPad, I'll say that much.
Well,
it doesn't look leaps and bounds better than Halo 5, but it does look really good.
Dwight looks like he's coming in hot.
Yes.
So let's give him the floor here.
Everything.
What's up, Dwight?
He's coming in hotter than that shuttlecraft.
Yeah.
So I saw so I watched the stream, of course, which was like 1080p 60. I was like, all right, this is good, but I'll wait until I see the actual 4K 60 and really, get to look at it. So I watched it again afterwards, and when I watched it, I was kind of like, all right. They said this was supposed to be like an open world. The little map that they showed us, I mean, if you've played Halo before, and you've played, a lot of them, since like the first one, there's always been sandbox-style levels. That's just...
Yeah, they're big.
That's what they're about. So I'm looking at this map, and I'm looking at, them moving the, Chief's viewpoint around and showing all the vistas and everything, and I'm kind of like, all right, so...
They're intentionally doing that to show the specular highlights on the ground.
I'm just like, how is this? But they've been doing that since like the third one. I'm like, is there anything new in here? I'm waiting for it. I'm like, okay, is there something new? Is there something Series X I'm supposed to be looking for? Is there like open world? Like, bro, this is the same open map they've always done. I was kind of like,
I think it looks really good, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's not groundbreaking. But you also got to think this has got to run on base Xbox One too.
Yeah. That goes back to...
And it's probably going to look like shit on that system. I'm not even going to lie. Like, right now, it looks really good, but on base Xbox One, this is going to look like absolute
Well, that's...
butthole.
So that goes back to, like, my argument about, Phil Spencer's, it's fine because computers do this all the time. And I'm just like, dude, this looks like an Xbox One game. It doesn't look bad. I'm not going to say it looks terrible. It looks really, really good.
It doesn't look bad at all.
But it looks like an Xbox One game. It looked like a 1X game. Like, it was just an Xbox One game running at 4K at 60, which is great. I love that. The performance is awesome. I have no complaints about that.
But I did expect it to look better. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that either.
Yeah.
The draw distance in this is incredible for the detail. Yeah. I'm watching it now where he's riding up that elevator.
Is good. But it looks like the natural progression of kind of like, it looks like a late a late generation Xbox One game. Because remember, Halo 5 came out years ago.
That's what it is if you think about it.
But it's just like...
Well, so for me...
But no, I agree. I hate to...
No, go ahead. You're right.
But it's like, look how good... It's not the same like level that Halo 4 was at the end of like 360.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, Halo 4 was
crazy.
It looked amazing.
So we're going to say Alejandro.
So I do think it looks good. Like, I'm a huge, I'm sure all three of us are Halo fanboys. I'll be with Halo till I die. But it felt like
You'll have a Halo when you die.
oh god. It did look a little cartoony. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that though, personally.
I think it looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. It wasn't a turn off, but I was like, going from 5 to this like super gritty, dirty armor, this and that.
He has a hook shot too.
Yeah, that's another
anyone
thing.
else realize that? That's kind of awesome.
Which
cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess.
Right. Which I looked into. This game takes place like a few years after 5.
Yeah.
So it's Cortana's doing her thing, and Chief just kind of went AWOL. Well, not AWOL. He just disappeared. So yeah, I'm like, where'd he get this hook shot?
Well,
maybe
to me.
The guy gave it to him.
The hook
beard guy.
The hook shot thing. I like the hook shot. I mean, it's cool. You can, because these places are going to be larger, they need a way for you to be able to move around on them easier. So I could see from a development.
Or you don't have to take 20 minutes to climb up a cliff. Yes,
I can see from a development standpoint, it's like, all right, we got to give them a way to be able to, climb up stuff and blah blah and whatever. And I mean, that's cool, but it's still weird. It's just like, what? You just gave him like a hook shot? Like, that's kind of like, you couldn't think of any other thing that, I don't know, whatever. But that's
I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff, but I mean, I think that will make for interesting multiplayer.
Very true.
Yeah.
The way I see it is, I love the lore of Halo, and this dude weighs like 800 pounds, and he's just flying about with this. Like, he can jump higher than an average person just with no armor and stuff, with the 700-pound armor. But it's like, so he's just gonna hook shot and just swing about like Spider-Man. I don't really like that, but that's me being like, actually, but
Yeah. I definitely, I like the idea gameplay wise, but I thought it was, in my mind, I'm kind of like, I'm tallying up all the stuff that's like different or new or all right. So what would make me want to get this over 5 or whatever? What's really going to show this off? I'm like, okay, the areas are a little bigger, which, I mean, that's a given.
Yes.
You're going to make these areas bigger. All right, cool. There's new weapons. I did see that there was a couple new stuff or like kind of redesigned stuff.
There's several new weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool, but that's also kind of like expected. You have a new Halo, of course you're going to throw another one.
At least we're not fighting the Prometheans. What are they called?
The Forerunners.
Yeah, they're kind of annoying.
Forerunners.
They're kind of annoying.
What are Prometheans then?
No, you're right.
Wait.
They're Prometheans.
Okay.
The orangey
Yeah.
I hate those guys. They were terrible.
Yeah, especially the dogs. Those are a pain in the ass. But,
well, all their weapons were boring.
Oh, definitely, and they felt super weak. I really like when he's shooting the brute, like they have armor that you have to break off to get to them.
They've done that since the first one.
Right,
It
but
doesn't matter though. I mean, it's
this one, like,
still enjoyable.
He shot his
they
leg.
They do seem to be going.
Like, he goes down.
Right, they do seem to be going way more toward the first one.
Yes.
Like, as far as aesthetic, have you noticed Chief's armor is like way lighter than it was in 5?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, it's way more like light green, kind of like it was originally.
And it's slimmer too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Especially the guy from the pilot. He does kind of, just like what you were saying, he does kind of look kind of like cartoonish a little bit. He doesn't look like which, I mean, I don't really mind it so much, because really this is a huge upgrade over what the human character faces normally look like.
God,
in
yeah.
games. So I'm down for that. When they close out the trailer and they like zoom in on the brute leader or whatever guy's face, and I guess it's supposed to be this really emotional thing, and he's having his moment, and he's monologuing and shit, and it's just like zoomed in. I'm like, am I supposed to be amazed at how good this looks? Because
I think that's why they did it.
This looks like a damn 360.
I don't think anyone
was.
I don't think anyone was.
And I'm just like,
I'm actually on that part right now. I mean, it looks fine. I'm not disappointed in it, but I'm not amazed either.
There's I don't want to get into like all the shit slinging they're doing on like YouTube and stuff right now. It's bad. If you look it up, it's really bad. There's like memes and shit all over the place.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
everyone's gonna poo all over everything.
But one thing that I thought was a good fair point. They're comparing like how Halo 4 and Halo 5 looks compared to this, and it's just like Halo 5, even 4 looks so much, and it's probably just like a artistic thing, and not like actual technical aspects or anything,
Yeah.
but 5 looks amazing.
Yeah,
still.
Great.
And then
yeah.
when they're like showing side by side with 5, and I'm just like, what's going on here? But I mean, it's also going to be like larger areas and everything, so you can't really compare a really large open world.
It's on Xbox One,
right? To like
and it's just an aesthetic choice they're using.
Yeah. So I
that did kill me a little bit when I was. I liked it at the end. Everywhere you could play it. Seeing 1, I immediately was like, so they're gonna make compromises, so they could fit on both, and I don't like that.
I mean, they're gonna have
to like that at all. That's so.
I don't
weird.
like that either, but I also, I get why they're doing
Of course.
it.
I know. I also, I definitely 100% understand why they're doing it, but it's just like one of those. It's another feather in PlayStation's cap. And it's like, but these are PS5 games. It's just like you can't play these anywhere else. We're gonna push this, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna have Ratchet jumping through fucking portals and shit like that. And it's just like
it kind of seems
they're like, hey, we gave
me,
Master Chief a hookshot. What else do you want? I'm like, all right, man.
Thank
outside
you.
of Halo,
we'll take what we can get.
It seems like they're more concerned. This is as a whole, not just with Halo.
Yeah.
As far as Xbox's standpoint and PlayStation's standpoint goes, it seems like they're more concerned with like innovating the way you play games, like with Game Pass and smart delivery and all that stuff.
Which is amazing. Which is
amazing, but you have to make compromises somewhere. Obviously, you can't like say you're going to do that and then make something exclusive to your new console. Like,
it sucks so bad.
It seems like they're less interested in winning the console war and more interested in changing things up a little bit.
That's
so.
true.
I could now that I can. We all see for ourselves really what their plan is for their first party stuff. Which I'm super glad that pretty much everything in the trailer was going to be on
everything
Game Pass,
on here is
Game
free
Pass.
with Game Pass.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I want to see somebody, because this doesn't they didn't say the third parties had to do what is it they're doing. I guess it's just like the first party stuff. I want to see a third party exclusive game that really like takes advantage of like, I want to see something just like blowing our socks off, hopefully at some point.
I would love to see that too. Did you guys see the new Yakuza trailer, Like a Dragon? The English dub
yes,
trailer?
I did.
I didn't see that
George
trailer.
Takei. That was awesome.
I actually didn't see that trailer.
It's really good. You should check it out.
Yeah, I really didn't know what I was watching. I didn't know it was a Yakuza thing until the end, basically. But
I played the Japanese demo on PS4 like about a month or so ago. So I didn't.
I did that with Judgment or Judge Eyes. I guess it was at the time.
Yeah, I tried that one too. But so after I played that, I'm already sold. Like I'm in. I haven't really tried.
I was sold. I was sold from the get go. I love Yakuza games. So, Yakuza Kiwami 2 will be on Game Pass on July 30th. So,
which is sweet.
I definitely highly recommend. That's one of the best Yakuza games. That and Zero probably my favorite. So, there was some other bit of news that isn't tied to this that I was going to pop up today. Oh, G4 is coming back. Okay, that's it.
Wait,
I
what?
put it in there.
G4, like the channel?
I don't know. There's a YouTube trailer. It says G4. It plays the thing. It says we never stop playing, and then it says 2021. So I don't know if it's going to be like a YouTube channel or what.
I actually did not see that. That's news to me.
Well, that is that popped up today. That's probably
so. Is Adam Sessler coming back? And all those.
I don't
guys.
know. Have you seen this huge beard he has now? Though he looks like an Amish guy.
I remember G4. I remember watching G4 back in like 2008, 2009. It was like a satellite channel. You had to call up your provider to even get it, and it was before that. It was Tech TV. I remember watching it when it was Tech TV. Yeah,
because it was extended play you could get with Adam Sessler.
Adam Sessler, Morgan
and then it
Webb,
turned into X-Play.
And then they had X-Play, and then what's her name? That's like super famous now. She was on that channel too. She played. She was in the X-Men movie.
Olivia
Munn. Yes.
Oh, Olivia Munn.
Yes, Olivia Munn was.
She was
G4.
on Attack of the Show.
Yes, exactly.
With, Kevin Pereira.
Yeah, that guy.
Wow, how do I know all these people's names?
Yeah, that guy. I used to watch that stuff like
my favorite
like
part about
religiously.
G4 at the beginning, when there was a Tech TV and a G4,
right?
Is there was a show called Cinematech. I don't know if you remember this.
Yes, I love Cinematech.
It was nothing but video game cinematics. But
exactly.
I would love to watch.
It was all like trailers and like video game movies and stuff like that. It was amazing. It was
usually the intro cinema to a game, and I think I started several games because of that show because I'd watch it and be like, what the fuck? this is awesome looking, and then I'd go track down the game. So.
I think I saw one for Shadow of the Colossus, and that's why I wanted to play that game. I think I remember seeing that on there. But yeah,
I have a kitty friend that wants to come in here and join the podcast, so I'm gonna try to shoo him away.
but yeah,
I have
awesome.
literally no idea what you guys are talking
Sitting
about.
behind me.
Really? Oh man, you're missing out. This is. I wouldn't say it's before really like websites really took over. They were available, but being able to the kind of stuff you see on like YouTube now, where they have all the little shows and everything.
Oh yeah, that stuff wasn't.
Yeah, that
there.
stuff did not exist. If you wanted to,
Angry Video Game Nerd was the start of that, and this was before Angry Video Game Nerd. So
yeah, because I mean, before that, you had to either see it in a magazine or you would read it on IGN's website or GameSpot, or whatever.
I would
EGM
just read things
shit.
off Game Informer. That's it.
Yeah.
Game Informer is okay. I always liked EGM when Ziff Davis owned it. EGM and what was that other one? There's another magazine that I got a lot too. I can't remember what it's called. But...
GI. I always got GI.
There was a lot of good stuff.
I just got GI because.
But I digress.
Stuff always kind of like.
I added that into the news. We're getting off topic. Let's keep going.
All right, keep going. What's the next one?
We're almost an hour in.
What's the next one? Already?
Next one, you have a trailer of a girl sitting around a campfire. She growls at a wolf.
Oh State of Decay
yeah,
3.
State of Decay 3.
State of Decay 3. Oh, all right, go ahead. You go ahead.
I didn't really get into any State of Decay. Like I see the appeal, but it's not for me.
I don't like zombies.
Yeah.
That sounds like a confession. You don't like
I mean,
Left 4
I'm
Dead?
just being real. Like I've every game I've ever played that had zombies, every movie I've watched have had zombies. I'm like, I could have gone without.
Yeah. Just not.
I do like the fact that there's a zombie deer eating a wolf.
That was neat.
That's just
I did like that.
That was kind of cool.
I wasn't really feeling that trailer either. Number one, because it's a damn CG trailer.
It is a CG
of
trailer,
like
or maybe it just looks that good.
The third in the series, right? Which, if you play State of Decay 1 or 2, which I played State of Decay 2 a little bit, does not look like that.
Pass.
There's no way you can ever confuse that. So that's
exactly.
It's like it's top level jank. So
okay,
which makes me
Alejandro,
think.
Before we get too far, did you play Left 4 Dead 1 or 2?
No.
You need to. Those are good.
I will
zombie
literally
games.
only play them like with someone, but you'll never see me just sit down and play them.
Yeah.
You need to play Left 4 Dead.
I mean, let's play Left 4 Dead.
It's a 4-player co-op game.
I don't want to play it by myself.
If you want to play some Left 4 Dead, I am down. Do you have it on Xbox? Probably
no,
not.
I could. Yeah.
I think you can still buy it on 360.
It's actually X
right?
enhanced, so it's like a 4K game.
Yeah.
I believe.
Left 4 Dead 2. Just
I'll
get
maybe
the
play it.
second.
Left 4 Dead 1 or 2 are both fantastic. But anyway.
Yeah, if you get the second one, you can get all the stuff. You can get all the Left 4 Dead 1 stuff in it. So there's no.
You can, yes.
But anyway,
I don't like 2 as much because I think they added a bit too much, like the multiple melee weapons and such. Like I think it just adds.
Yeah.
A little. I like the simplicity of 1. I put it that way. So
yeah, that's true.
After State of Decay, you got a little bit of fluff, and they talked about all their game studios, and they have quite a few. They didn't show stuff from everybody, but Phil Spencer comes on with his Halo Finite shirt.
Yep.
I felt kind of dumb when they were talking about all the other people, and they were like showing, because throughout this they show like England and all this stuff, and I just went, Xbox is American. And I was like, oh wait, I was like, they work other places too. That's true. Never mind. Continue.
Is it just me, or does Phil Spencer always look like he's chewing on something to me when he's
Yeah,
talking?
he looked like he was tensing his chest up, like.
But he's trying to be bold.
Whatever.
I like him though. He's a great guy. At least as a social person, he is. So, then world premiere.
Yep.
I can't get any deeper. World premiere.
I like his voice. I like it.
There's a lot of world premieres.
So you already kind of knew there was going to be a new Forza,
Yeah.
and it seems like an excuse to show off ray tracing,
right?
Because every fucking thing in this thing is reflective.
Right. Yep.
They walk by the cars, they walk by the helmets, the windshield. Everything's just reflective.
It looks good. I mean, it's Forza.
It looks great.
Forza,
it looks way better than that Gran Turismo on the PlayStation event.
It did.
Right.
And
that is true.
That is true. I do agree with that. It does look better. And then one thing that I guess it did that the GTA trailer didn't really do when it showed like the engine of the car, it actually looked like an engine that was
An
used.
actual engine,
It didn't
yeah.
look like a showroom engine. It actually had like dirt and rust in
Right,
certain
yeah.
places or whatever, and it looked good. I mean, it looked really good. I'm kind of disappointed there wasn't any actual gameplay, footage in that, but.
Well, that was in engine, so I'm pretty sure it's going to look very close to that.
I mean, like in the GTA one, they had a lot of the.
Oh yeah. There was actually like a third person.
Well,
camera
you
first.
said
Yeah, I agree.
I noticed that throughout this. Not downing anything they've done because everything looks amazing, but I just feel like they didn't have a lot to show of each game.
No,
because
not
like
really.
every trailer,
it was very
real
rapid fire.
gameplay.
I give you that,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there was like no real gameplay. I was just like, this is great. They're letting us know what's in the pipeline, but I was like, I do want to see what's going on. Like, what is it?
Just like a snippet. Like the GTA demo was mostly, pre-rendered, or not pre-rendered, but it was mostly just like beauty shots or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
but that's showing
but it
me.
did show like
Mm-hmm.
the in the cockpit view for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
So we can, Digital Foundry will preen and scrape those same 10 seconds of video or whatever. But I mean, you didn't really get that.
I'm
from
sure
the
that
Forza
video's
one.
up probably already. I haven't even seen.
So I was disappointed with that, but the game does look amazing. It's Forza's going to Forza, so
Yes,
I mean it looks good.
Yep, there you
go.
go. That's your catchphrase.
Yeah.
The next thing got me unnecessarily excited because it starts off with a Rare logo, and then you see some greenery, and I'm like, holy shit, Banjo-Kazooie, finally my dreams have come true.
Oh, Everwild.
Yeah, but my dreams didn't come true. This is that Everwild game, which admittingly looks graphically very impressive.
Yes.
It just looks a bit too, what's the word I want to use?
Watercolory.
No, it's not even that. Like graphically, I'm down with it. It just seems like it's I don't know. I have a problem describing these sort of games. They're like Journey.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just like, this is kind of like very full of itself. Like,
I want to see.
Really
I want to see what you actually have to do. I'm with you. I love how it looks, honestly, and I'm actually glad that Rare's doing something new because I mean they've kind of just like. I feel like I think we had this conversation before. Sony's kind of like, hey, you guys do whatever you want. If you want to do something new, just go for it. And it just seems like Xbox is like, all right, we need a new Halo, we need a new Gears, let's go. So
no, see, well, they have people for that.
Yeah,
they bought those, but I think I actually kind of feel the opposite. When you have someone like Rare that has all these like Perfect Dark and Banjo-Kazooie and Battletoads, and even though I know they're making our new Battletoads and stuff, but they
were
Killer
supposed to be
Instinct,
making new Battletoads, weren't they?
Yeah, they are. But I'm just saying, like, you have a company that owns all these properties, like that people have nostalgia for.
Yeah, like
maybe stop and say, "Hey, can we get another Banjo?" Like, people would flip their shit for that. Another Conker.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, so.
Because as soon as
when I saw the greenery, I was like, "Holy shit!" I got super excited, and then when I saw this, I was like, "Oh yeah, this thing."
I was almost the opposite. I saw the Rare. I went, okay, this is interesting. I saw the greenery, and I went, there's no way it's a Banjo. I would love it, but it's just not gonna happen. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be about I was like, are these? It looks great, but yeah, I don't know what do we do. Like I was like, are these just a couple of druids like just hanging out?
I'm interested to see what this game actually is. That's another thing that kind of a lot of, and not just Xbox. I mean, PlayStation was doing this too. A lot of their games are just like, oh, look how cool it looks, and the environments and blah blah blah. And then they just like end the trailer and move on. I'm like, well, what was it? Like, what am I doing? Like, what is this
exactly?
game? Like, I was like, I mean, it looks cool, but I'd want to get excited.
I mean, it's meant to be a teaser for that reason. So
yeah, that's true. But I mean, I mean, it looks good though. It looks good. I'm really interested to see.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of into it. I'll have to see more. Next, you have that Don't Nod game, which is. That's the Life is Strange people.
I think seriously
this is
thought
an exclusive.
That was Life is Strange 3 or something. Like it really.
They announced this game earlier, last year I think, or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't play Life is Strange 2.
Me either.
I didn't play.
I like the idea of these games.
Charlie did play it, and one of my buddies, and he said it was great. He loved Life is Strange 2, way better than the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
The first one I have a problem with the characters.
I might.
The game itself, the story is good, but the characters are annoying.
I might have to try out the second one just off of that, because I played the first one. Me and my wife played it. She loved it. I mean, I loved it. We were glued to it. When the second one came out, I wasn't really feeling it, so I never tried it.
Yeah. He said that like the dynamic of the characters, that's what they do. Those games have amazing writing because they have to. But he said the scenario is great. I'm not gonna say anything from it, so you're going fresh. But he loved it. He loved the journey. So
yeah. I think I have it actually. I just
like
never started.
But the game we're talking about is called Tell Me Why, and it's available on August 27th. It's a chapter game, just like Life is Strange. Right. So the first chapter is August 27th.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's just going to carry over. You'll probably be able to start it on Xbox One and then just move over. That's my guess, at least. So,
looks pretty decent.
Let's see what's next. I'm going to try to keep it moving since we're already in an hour. So, go ahead. Moon Studios talking about Ori and the Will of the Wisp on Xbox Series X with enhancements, 120 frames a second.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty good. I haven't really played either of them or really
enhanced audio. I played both, and they're both really good. So they definitely would benefit from a higher frame rate. Not that they run bad, right? But they are very fluid games,
right? Like the animation and everything.
Yes,
yeah.
I honestly was really like, why go through that trouble? I'd rather it be a new one, but it
takes so long to make.
I understand. I know you can't just
Yeah, Will of the Wisp took forever.
Right.
Yeah, it was 5-6 years, something like that. It was a long.
But I was like, hey, why not? If you can re-release it, get some more money on a better product, why not? Do it. It's a good game.
Look,
so
everybody knows I'm always down for a better performing version. If you're upping the performance on it, go for it. I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's also new audio, I think, too. I
they
guess
redid the audio,
adding deeper audio tracks, something. I don't know. Next, you had expansion for
Outer Worlds.
What was it called? Outer Worlds. Yeah. I always get that and Outer Wilds mixed up. But...
Outer Worlds.
Gill of something. Gorgon.
Peril on Gorgon, which the whole trailer seemed very OG Star Trek to me a little bit. I don't
40s sci-fi serials and stuff like that.
Cheesy ass,
You have to be the one. This
black and
that,
white TV.
Yeah.
Or it's good. 50s classic sci-fi serial or whatever.
I
don't care about this game, but
I read
I know plenty
Xbox
of people that
or Microsoft just recently bought Obsidian.
They bought Obsidian a while ago.
They bought Obsidian a while ago, yes.
Well, I'm just hearing about this.
Outer Worlds.
That's why the Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds or whatever the hell it's called is on everything. Mm-hmm. Because that was the last game Obsidian was making before Microsoft bought them, but they already said, "Hey, we're gonna put it on everything."
Oh, right.
Which is why their other two games are exclusive.
Yeah.
So my question is this DLC exclusive to Xbox?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, probably not.
No, I don't think so.
I know a handful of people who are gonna be mad about that.
It seems like their business model is because they put Ori and they put Cuphead on Switch, and I think they really care more about you just getting the game,
right,
than forcing you to get the system to play it on. So, Obsidian's next game, which I did play the beta or alpha or whatever the hell it was for.
Yeah, they have a beta.
I thought it was pretty good, but it definitely needs more than one player. And that's their next trailer, and that one's called Grounded.
Right.
I love this trailer. This is the one where it starts off where they're saying, if you're waiting for the most anticipated game of the year,
wait for Cyberpunk.
Wait for Cyberpunk.
Yeah. So, gotta love their humor. They have a great sense of humor. So.
Yes, they do. But like I said, I played the alpha or beta or whatever for this. It's pretty fun. But you need buddies, and that's why I'll never be able to play
it. It looks nice. I
have no friends.
I like survival games, and I was like, that's a fun dynamic. Everything's small. You're using grass petals as opposed to wood planks and whatever. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
I was watching this trailer on the TV, and my wife was on the computer nearby, and as I'm going through it, it kind of goes to some other trailers after that, and she kind of pokes her head. I was like, oh. I like that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game. That looked pretty good. And
that's exactly.
And then goes back to what she's doing, and I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it does look like that. Yeah,
more or less. Mm-hmm.
That's the one I was telling you. You can change the spiders to make them look less threatening. There's an arachnophobia mode.
Oh yeah, you.
They just look. They just kind of look like balloon animals almost at that point. So. if you don't like spiders. So that's a game preview on July 28th. So.
Oh, well, I think I'll do it.
Gorgon.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, if you get someone to play with, like I say, it was not fun by yourself. World premiere game studio. What is it? I don't remember.
So what do we have?
Oh, 3 Obsidian games.
Yeah, 3 of them. Yep.
This one starts with an A.
Avowed.
Avowed, which is a weird title, but it looks like they're kind of their take on Elder Scrolls.
Skyrim, Obsidian Skyrim, which is what it's been called apparently.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, that's cool. I think it's good. I think a lot of people are really going to love it. That is definitely not my thing, but
that's my thing. So
I'm going to play it. You know,
it kind of, in a weird way, just from this trailer, because it's so good looking for one, and it just, I don't know. I'm getting a very down. What's it called? Down deep or
deep down?
Deep down. There you go. I'm getting a very that vibe from it, which is a game that never came out for PS4.
Right. I'd be surprised if they
see.
like out of nowhere just announced it and it was coming out like next year or something.
Yep.
But yeah.
Then you had the unfortunately named Matt Booty come out and talk a little bit. Let's see.
what a shame.
Scrub.
Yep, that's what I'm doing right now. People talking. What was this? In Night? I don't know. This is a company I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
But this is doing the rotoscoping thing that kind of I want to do for my game.
Yeah.
That looked pretty interesting. I'm actually interested to see how that turns out. That looked pretty good.
Yeah.
If only just for like the art style or whatever, it does look
Yeah,
good.
Alejandro and I are actually working on a game, and this is kind of what I'm wanting to do, but I'm wanting to do more of a black and white art style. I like when they do this though. They take real life characters and kind of make them into a comic style. This looks cool. I don't really know how you
Again,
play it,
gameplay.
it looks
What
fine.
do I do?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It was also, who am I? Because they go to the little
Yeah.
girl, and
Yeah.
she goes up, and
It was
they're
very
like,
unclear who your character was.
Very good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah. Is this a movie?
right.
Is
I
this
was
a
like,
game? I don't know. I think you play as that
the little girl.
because they show her and then they show
That's
her growing
true.
up. But I don't know.
I don't-
Maybe a point
that game
click or
is called
something.
As Dusk Falls, and that's going to be. It doesn't say the dates and everything.
Yep.
It looks
As Dusk
interesting.
Falls.
I like it. In their like first original game, I'm like, good for them. Like, their original game, I'm interested. So.
Then we got the Hellblade, which they didn't show anything new, but it still looks amazing. They showed like some
Shut off
photos
Iceland.
they took.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
So
is
we
what
got to see
Iceland
what
looks like,
Iceland looked
guys.
So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, we never knew. We never knew before. It's very green. I figured more ice.
I think I heard that somewhere that Iceland's really green and Greenland's very icy.
And
Well,
Greenland's
yeah,
really icy.
they did it. It was the. Pretty sure it was.
It was a joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this cat. Go away.
Oh. I was like, there's another cat game? What?
No. My cat is just sitting behind me going, meh. Like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? I see no one. We got the Double Fine, 20 years of Double Fine.
Right.
And we get a little bit of talking with Tim Schafer and Jack Black, and I guess
Oh, yeah.
Jack Black.
Jack Black's going to be doing the vocals for Psychonauts 2, which was announced, 5 years ago
Which is
at this point?
Which is, it's cool. It's in the same boat as Beyond Good and Evil at this point. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I think it's in the same. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Obsidian, where it's like this was in development before they bought Double Fine, so this is coming to PS4 and everything else.
Yeah.
But obviously, it'll be free on Game Pass, and it'll probably be enhanced for the Series X and all this other fun stuff. But it'll be available on other stuff.
This is one of those games where the nostalgia kind of just like goes straight over my head. I know a lot of people love this game.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I think I played it like a little bit. I'm not really into like the.
You're not a 3D platformer guy.
So it's just I mean, it looks good. The
humor in the first game is fantastic.
Yeah, so it just kind of it just goes right over my head. But
I love Jack Black so much that I was like, oh, Jack? Okay.
I was almost thinking this might have been a Brutal Legend reboot.
That's what I thought. And he was wearing a shirt,
yeah.
a Brutal Legend shirt. And
I didn't even notice that.
That's another Tim Schafer joint. So.
I didn't notice that.
But it's not.
I'm excited for this, though, because I like the first one a lot. You can actually play the first one on Xbox One X, and it's enhanced.
Wow.
It's an original Xbox game. And you can also get it on PS4 via PS2 digital download. That version is in 1080p, but it's the PS2 version. So it has, like, really bad textures compared to the Xbox version.
Right.
So I would recommend, if you have the option, play it on PC or play it on backwards compatible Xbox. But it's totally worth playing. It's a very funny game, as Tim Schafer's games are wont to do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one has a cel-shaded, like, 70s look to it, though, which is
I think that might just be
different.
for that level, maybe, or that world.
Maybe,
it was
but,
shifting
I mean,
styles.
Rasputin is cel-shaded, I think, to the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not positive. Rasputin is the main character, as you probably assumed. I'm going to scrub through this because this is a long trailer.
Very long.
Probably because Jack Black's singing.
Right. Yep. They kept switching back and forth between him and
Yep.
the main character there.
Then you got... Oh, God. I'm talking about Destiny 2 coming to Game Pass Ultimate with all the DLC.
This right here. So I've never really been, into Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, but I thought that this announcement was hilarious because Stadia kind of was riding the Destiny 2 train pretty hard when it first came out.
They are. Yeah, they were.
So
they were
this
sure.
literally takes away any reason from ever getting Stadia, ever. The Game Pass, it being included with Game Pass is one thing, but what they always could, tout, or hang over people's heads was like, oh, well, you could play Destiny 2 on Stadia and it's at 60 frames. And you can't play Destiny 2 at 60 frames on anything else besides PC and Stadia.
Yeah.
And that was it. Xbox One X didn't even have it at 60 frames, whatever. Which was kind of like, a reason to play it on Stadia. Now they don't have that reason. Now
Exactly.
Destiny 2
they lost
is
it.
going to be on Game Pass and xCloud and Series X, and they have it running at 60 frames at 4K.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow, you guys just like shit on Stadia just out of nowhere. Like, did anybody else realize that they just did that? I thought that was hilarious. And like, and all the DLC packs and everything, all the expansions are like free on Game Pass. Like, what the fuck? I was like, wow, that's. I feel sorry for whoever bought it.
They knew what they were doing.
On Stadia, you have to buy the game, and then you have to buy the expansion packs and everything. Nope. Sorry.
I remember I have this game physical on Xbox and PS4, but I remember when it was $5 on PS4, I bought it.
Yeah.
And you were there.
I
for
remember
that.
Yeah.
So I open it. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? It was a fake game. Like, I think someone had bought it, taken the disc out, and like replaced it and sealed it back up. I don't know what the deal was, but it was like an obvious bootleg.
Wow.
It was like a DVD with like a printed thing on there.
And I was like, well, maybe not. And he showed it to me, and I was like, oh no, this is like somebody glued some other cover, like the Destiny. They printed it on a bad printer, running out of ink.
It was not even a good bootleg. Like,
yeah, it was bad.
That's terrible. That was terrible.
Like, as soon as I opened it, I was like, what?
It was hilarious.
on a brother printer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
I have bought a game before where the game wasn't in there, and that was fun trying to
explain it,
talk to them, explain to them. Like, that was actually Pokemon Diamond, I think.
Oh, wow.
When it came out, I bought it and I opened it up, and there was just no game in there.
Holy crap.
Like, well, can you show us the problem? I mean,
yeah,
no.
I'm just like, I clearly cannot because it's just not there.
That sucks. And then of course you open it and they're like, well, you opened it, so
yeah. Well, I mean, thankfully they were able to just switch it out.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. Keep going. Console launch exclusive. What is this?
What is it?
I don't know actually. Ferris wheel.
Oh,
is that Stalker?
What is this?
Stalker 2.
Oh, it is. Stalker.
I thought this was
Okay,
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart.
Yeah, this is
know what that is.
people were saying like it's like
This looks
it's like
cool,
Fallout
though,
in Russia stuff, like, but it was this really weird game. They talked about it a lot a couple years ago, and we've heard nothing from it since. Like we even got to see some gameplay from it, and it looked really really good. But
I don't remember hearing about that at all. So that's even wow. I'd have to check that out.
Atomic Heart, it looks great. I'm still waiting, but whatever.
Stalker is pretty much what you were describing as well. Stalker is like a PC. It was. I wouldn't say it was a huge PC game, but it was pretty much a PC only type game. At the time, consoles really couldn't do something like that. So as I'm watching it, and I was like, well, Metro just came out, so is this Stalker? I kind of like guessed it was Stalker, and it came up Stalker 2. I was like, holy shit, they're putting Stalker 2 on consoles? That's amazing.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
But
the next game actually has kind of not exactly a similar feel, but I actually was into it. This is a Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide.
Yes.
It kind of seemed like a survival horror-esque. I don't know, because you have 4 people, is it going to be like a co-op game? But I also don't know if that was gameplay, but it was very dark and you had like a flashlight.
Yeah. I mean, it
looked cool to me.
Like just like another CG trailer. But I think that is basically just Vermintide with Warhammer 40,000 instead of just regular Warhammer.
Right. And I'm cool with that because I love Vermintide.
I love Warhammer. Like I'm looking at some of my minis that I painted. Like I even played the miniature game. So I'm like, another Warhammer game? Bring it. I love it.
I've never really been into Warhammer 40,000 before, but I'm liking it a lot. I have what was it? Warhammer Inquisitor.
Xbox they gave that for free. Yeah, for free. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been playing that because it was on Game Pass. Or
yeah.
Was it Game Pass or Xbox?
No, it was Gold.
It was Gold, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I started playing that, and it's actually a really fun ass game. It's like a top down action RPG, in the same vein of like a Diablo or whatever. It's like a loot,
Is that the Chaos Bane?
Not Chaos Bane. There is that.
That plays
there's
similar though, right?
It's sort of Chaos Bane is there. Because there's Warhammer and there's Warhammer 40,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So Inquisitor is 40,000. That's like the in the future with the weird.
It's in the year 40,000. Yeah.
It's like it's the cyborg. I call him like the cyborg Catholic Holy Roman Empire or whatever.
The Imperium.
Yeah, so it's just it's a lot. It's almost like like futuristic Holy Roman Empire or whatever. Which it's cool. I like the aesthetic. So
that's what they're modeled. The Space Marines are modeled after. Yeah, Romanish kind of stuff.
Yeah. So it's that game. It's like one of the only ones I've seen. I think there's a couple others, but you can actually get into cover and shoot over cover and dive out of cover and
the cover can break as well.
Yeah, you have different weapons. You have like shotguns and sniper rifles and stuff like that, and it's actually really, really damn good. And it runs really well on One X. I've been liking it so far, so I'm actually interested to see.
There's actually a lot of good Warhammer games I've played over the years, and I don't really know much about the series, but I know, I'm on board with trying out any of their games.
Yeah, if anybody really wants a deep dive into ludicrous lore, go ahead and go for Warhammer because it is unbelievable. But anyway, I
digress. I digress. The next thing shows a bunch of people. I think they're supposed to be famous people in little boxes, and I know it's supposed to. It is for Tetris. I only recognized one person in this entire group. Did anyone else recognize anyone?
Yes,
because they're all game developers.
I looked away.
I recognized John Riccardi. He's on the very right.
I recognize and I can't remember his name now, which is so bad. But he's in like the fighting game community. He's always in like the Evo broadcasts and Capcom fighting game stuff. I saw him. He was in that. That montage too. I was actually watching somebody else's video. I was watching Maximilian Dude's reaction, and he pointed him out. I was like, "Oh, holy shit, that is him!" But yeah,
I think there's several famous-ish people. I just sent you the one guy I did recognize. He's a ex-EGM editor, and he's like the co-founder of 8.4 that does a lot of the localization for like Monster Hunter and shit like that. He does all. I think they do Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter, the Tales games, and he's like the co-host of the 8.4 Play podcast, which is like my favorite podcast.
Oh yeah,
he's like my own personal hero. He's a great guy. I like him a lot. He's who I aspire to be.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how I knew this was Tetris, but I looked away at this point.
I knew it was Tetris just based off of him, to be honest.
I figured it was Tetris once, like, I saw, like, hearing the music and seeing, like, the background kind of, like, start pulsing and everything. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, for one, they were in blocks.
Tetris
so, I mean,
true, that's true.
Yeah.
It's...
Plus, I knew that John Riccardi works with Mark McDonald, which is one of the producers on these games. So, there you go.
I thought it was definitely a stretch to call that like an exclusive, just because that expansion or whatever is exclusive. But
it's got a bunch of extra stuff that the regular version doesn't have.
I'll give that to him, because I mean, Tetris Effect is a really good game. I'm not like a huge like Tetris master or anything like that, but Tetris Effect was a really good game.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was.
Put Tetris in front of me, I'll play it for as long as I can. Like, I like Tetris. It's good.
Yeah, me and my wife played it, so I thought.
Moving on, we're gonna rapid fire a little bit because we're at an hour and 25. So, next up, you have this 3D platformer called the Gunk. I think it was called.
Yes.
Looked good to me. Yeah, it was called the Gunk.
Probably never play it, but it does look good.
It will not sell well at all.
I
It
don't
looks
think so.
kind of like in the vein of like Recore, where like no one's gonna play it but me and I.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so I'm sure I'll try it out.
You'll give it a shot. Let's see.
Give it a college try.
This is what is this next one? Something with a moth and this is the one where they render two worlds at the same time. It looks like some sort of trippy...
The Medium. Yeah,
Medium.
Is that what it is? The Medium.
I'm actually excited for this, and this one looks.
I'm
cool.
interested about this. Yeah.
I'm more interested now, having watched this trailer. The first trailer was okay, but this trailer.
That first trailer was very, very
super vague. This trailer gives you a much better idea of what is actually happening, what you'll be doing,
and there's gameplay in it. So the Medium,
it looks nice.
Interesting.
Well.
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
Then we had the PSO. I guess this is like 2.5. It's like showing PSO2, but it looks incredible.
It looks amazing. In that same Maximilian Dude video I was just talking about, his reaction, he was freaking the fuck out when this came on. But
dude, I was like, is this PSO3? Because it looks so much better than regular.
As soon as I heard the music, and I'm hearing the music, I knew immediately that it was PSO. I'm like, holy shit, is this the third one? It's just
same.
And I saw, you see the guy do that trademark PSO flip, which. It's in like it's in the beginning movie, the beginning cinematic in PSO2, and it's in the anime or whatever. Does that same stupid fucking flip.
I didn't watch the anime.
I watched the whole thing, but like
this looks incredible though, and I'm excited to play
good.
it. Even though I haven't really played regular PSO2 that much to be fair.
I played the beta. It's funny. I wanted to play.
I played the real game. It came out, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
I've wanted to play PSO2 since it first came out in like 2012, and I was waiting for years for it to come out in the US.
I was more excited about it.
Yeah, I was way more excited about it then. After a while, I stopped caring really, and then the beta came out. And I was like, oh, they're finally bringing it out, and I played it, and it was great. But it's just like this should have came out 8 years ago, man. Like it's kind of late.
Wow.
This should have came out in 2012.
Yeah, it really should have. It's just it took them way too long. So I'm sure they know that. Which they were kind of like, all right, let's do this thing. We're gonna update it and all this other shit. And I was like, this is amazing. You just come out with this.
Phantasy Star Online New Genesis is what it's called. So it looks just like a heavily updated version of Phantasy Star
updated.
Online 2.
They didn't really tell you anything about what's actually going on in that trailer, of course, but they did explain more later on. It is going to be like it's kind of like it's just like a revamp, for Series X or whatever.
I'm cool with that. It's not like I got that into it anyway.
When it started,
go back and forth and all that.
I literally, all I said, I had no idea what it is. I still don't know. I've never heard of this. I just said...
No Phantasy Star Online experience?
I literally looked at it.
We need to integrate you, sir.
I mean, whatever. If this is good, then yeah. But all I said out loud was, wow, that's Japanese. Yeah, that's it. That's all I said for the whole trailer.
When that trailer,
well, see that was on Vita, and that's on like everything in Japan. So like,
I think it's on 360.
You can even play it on Switch and get like Breath of the Wild costumes.
I think it was even on 360 over in Japan. I don't remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, I mean, it's when I first saw that trailer, I was actually thinking to myself before it came out. I was like, man, there's like all these games and there's nothing Japanese in here like at all. Like, come on, Microsoft.
Well,
and then this came on, I was like, there we go. Finally, there we go.
All right. Next, you have a game that sounds like It sounds like a mobile game or a board game called Crossfire X.
Crossfire X.
This is that Remedy game. I think it's a Remedy, right?
Yeah,
Remedy is doing the single player. It's not a Remedy game.
What was this one?
Okay, so like the single player looks good, and that's what they're showing in this trailer. I'm pretty sure it looks damn good to me.
So Crossfire X is actually like, I think it's like I don't remember if it was a Chinese game or if it was a South Korean game, but it's a shooter over there and it's super popular over there. And they had a beta recently. It's kind of like, I mean, if you ever look at like PC shooters, like Eastern PC shooters, there's a ton of knockoffs of like, you know, CSGO and Call of Duty and whatnot. So this is their Call of Duty knockoff, which is super popular. They had a beta a couple weeks ago. I played it, and that beta was trash. It was terrible. Just like, I mean, it looked like Call of Duty, but it played like ass. And it's not, I'm not even going to dance around it. It was terrible. But apparently they contacted Remedy or whatever about, hey, we're thinking about doing like a single player. You know, Remedy wanted to do it, and they're up for it. And so like, all right, cool, we're going to make you a single player. Like, getting Remedy to do the single player for this game is amazing. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
That's like, it's, you know, they're like the equivalent of like Tencent or something, you know. Just think about, they just have like a random mobile shooter, and then you get Remedy to do your single player. It's just, it's
you
insane.
think someone just played Control and was like, yes.
Right, so, I mean, it
I
looks
like
really
that.
good. I'm now
I want
1,000 times more interested in what they actually do with this.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like I'm going to rent it. Well, it'll be with Game Pass, so I guess
it does look
It's
good.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
play through the.
I think multiplayer is
Then
free.
there's a bunch of little fluff at the end. That's essentially the end of the show, except for one more thing,
Yeah.
and that's Playground Games Fable, which has been long rumored. The trailer's pretty funny. They show no gameplay.
funny
but
trailer.
I am
I
very
like it.
excited because I love all the Fable games. I know not everyone's the biggest fan of all of them. I love Fable 2 in particular. It's my favorite.
I liked Fable a lot on the original Xbox. I was
Yes.
on the original Xbox.
It is very jank now. I actually replayed it recently. It's hard to play, but it's still good.
When it released on the original Xbox, there really wasn't a whole lot of other RPGs around. So, and I only had an Xbox at the time. I didn't have a PS2 yet or anything. So Fable.
Well, and you know, Peter Molyneux talked
Oh my
that shit
goodness,
up, like,
dude!
you know, it was
Peter
God's
Molyneux.
gift
If you
to man.
read like Game Informer or any other magazines, and Peter Molyneux was like, this was, you know, the next.
The bullshit that comes out of that man's
This was
mouth.
like the
Like, let me
second
tell you.
coming, you know, of like games, and he said you're gonna be able to, you know, make a scratch or put your initials into a tree. And then come back to
And
the
it's gonna
tree
grow
like
and-
20 years later or whatever, and it's like grown and changed and everything. And of course, everybody is like, "Oh my god, this RPG is going to be fucking amazing!" And it came out, and it was a cool action RPG. But none of that. Like
Yeah.
what he was talking about, which is, I mean, it's hilarious now, but it was still a good game. I liked it a lot, and I mean, really didn't have anything else
He's
to
very
play.
ambitious, but you have to take anything he says with a grain
Had
of salt. So.
nothing else to play on that. But by the time Fable 2 and Fable 3 came around, I kind of like got out of it. I played Fable 2 a little bit and played Fable 3 a little bit. I didn't really like them. I liked Fable 1 because I really had nothing else to play on the original Xbox, and it was a great game.
No, yeah, I
But-
understand. A necessity.
Yeah,
situation.
when 2 and 3 came around, it was like there's other shit to play. So I just
Three is not as good. I like 3. I'm not shitting.
my
on
brother
3.
my brother loves all three of them, but I'm not.
I love
fell off the
2.
bandwagon.
2 is absolutely my favorite. So.
Yeah,
I fell off.
I honestly I didn't start liking RPGs until like 3 years ago. Like I just always thought, I hated them. I despised RPGs. I liked Halo. I like that kind of stuff. That's
Right.
it. So I remember we got it on PC a long time ago, and my brother and I were playing. Well, he was playing. I was just sitting there hanging out with my brother.
Of what? What were you playing?
Fable.
Fable
Yeah,
on PC?
Fable on PC, and we were.
It doesn't have controller support.
No, it was keyboard, and I was. This was just a regular desktop family PC, and I remember my brother and I being like, "Wow, so like this whole land is covered in snow," and then we saw a video of on TV, a commercial, and I was like, "Whoa, that's weird. It has grass on that." Our computer was so bad it couldn't render the grass, so it was just flat white, no textures, no nothing. So.
Yep.
I thought it was hilarious, but I do want to go back and play Fable now that I have grown as a person. That I like RPGs now.
Fable 1, 2, and 3 are all X
Yeah,
enhanced.
they're all
So
enhanced.
they're actually in 4K.
Yeah, so
On,
Definitely worth playing.
I think I want to just play Fable, just to say I've actually played Fable. So
Fable 1 is very rough, but Fable 2 even is a bit jank. But I actually, once you get into Fable 2, it's actually a very good story, and it's.
I heard the
well
way
done.
Fable 2 released was people were pissed off about it because
I think that's
in
3
episodics. Was that the one?
What? No, Fable 2 came out as a full release as far as
So it was probably 3. That was in segments.
3, I'm pretty sure came out as a full release as well.
But I think 3 is the one that people were kind of not really feeling as much.
I'll tell you the problem with 3 as someone who played it. It ends almost like. Did you ever play Knights of the Old Republic 2? Because it has the same issue where it's just you're going along and you're like, man, this is getting really good, and then you're just like, oh, fucking wrap it up. It ends almost like
Godfather-y?
It's like they ran out of time and had to come up with an idea to get the game done real quick. It just ends incredibly abruptly.
When it's like, we have to travel here to do this, next scene we're there and we've already started. It's like...
Well, it's just there's a threat. I can't remember this scenario exactly, but it's the main bad of the game is barely mentioned, and then all of a sudden he's back in full force, and it's that's the final boss. It's whoa. Well, I guess this is what we're doing.
The anime Soul Eater felt to me. I know this is a little not game, but that's how that one felt to me too. It was just and we're fighting the main guy.
There's a whole list of them. We don't have time to get into that.
No.
I can go on for hours about that with you.
Outside of the event, my big excitement level, Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition, Echoes of an Elusive Age.
I am so glad I waited.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that.
I am so glad I waited. I think I texted you and I was like, look, the best
You did. We were actually talking about
the best thing that came out of that was not even in the damn, the main show or whatever, was Dragon Quest XI coming out for Series X. I knew it.
Is it going to be on Series X or just Xbox
Series
One?
Series X. Because
I'm pretty sure it's going to be on regular Xbox.
Oh yeah,
it's also coming out on
that.
It's also coming out on PS4. But I mean, if I can, my minor graphical gripes with the PS4 Pro version, if those are taken care of on the Xbox version, I'm going to be a happy camper because I love that game. It's my game of the year last year.
I had because we talked about this when it came out on Switch, I think, or a little bit after that when I played the demo.
I think we talked about it on the last episode. That someone forgot to publish.
Because I thought that I was glad that Switch got a lot of those enhancements and everything, but it's just can you call this a definitive version if it literally looks worse than all the rest?
It looks damn good. Don't get me wrong.
For a Switch game,
I'm definitely gonna not continue the Switch version and play it on Xbox. Even though I've already beaten the hell out of it.
I'm ready. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, man, I really want to get it, but I don't want to pay $60 for that. And then they announced an Xbox version that's the actual true definitive. Because I got burned on that shit before.
And it's Game Pass too, so that's incredible too. Even though if it does get a physical version, I'm going to buy it.
But I got burned on that for Final Fantasy 12 because the Final Fantasy 12 remake didn't come out on Xbox until a year later. I bought it on PS4. Yeah. I have the physical copy, which I don't normally do that. Because I love Final Fantasy 12. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. A lot of people don't. They can find me on that.
It's okay. It's not my favorite, but I
loved it
a little.
So when I saw it was coming on PS4, I was like, all right, that's great. And I played it, and I was like, this is cool. But I'm just like, well, it's Final Fantasy 12. Why can't they get this thing running at 60 frames or anything? And I'm just kind of like,
yeah, they can on Xbox.
And then they announced the Xbox One X version is going to be at 60 frames. I was like, fuck, they fucked me. So
you know what? We were just talking about Fable and how I played it recently. So, I was playing it backwards compatible, and it looked like butthole. The second I beat it, I'm not even kidding you, the day after, or maybe 2 days, it was X enhanced now. I'm like,
yeah. So I was so mad. I was so mad. I think I played just through, the first part of Rabbinaster, and I saw that, they tried, it's coming out for Xbox One, and I stopped playing it on PS4 immediately, put it back in the box, threw that shit in the corner, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to buy this when it comes out. I bought it on Xbox, but
I actually bought it on Xbox. I got rid of my PlayStation version because after watching that Digital Foundry video, I was just like, wow, this runs
I
way better.
didn't get rid of my PS4 version,
would I
but
not
I was
get-
super close to. But I kept it since it was the physical, and I didn't get it physical on Xbox. I just downloaded it.
I got it physical on Xbox. I GameFly'd it, and to keep was like $15. And I was
Oh
like,
shit! Yeah, that's
why
really
not?
good. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Why
that's the
not?
reason why I was waiting on Dragon Quest XI. I was like, I know that this is going to come out on Xbox. I have a feeling it is, and it's going to be the best version. I want
Yeah.
that version. Same thing for Final Fantasy VII, that remake. I'm holding off on getting it.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm gonna replay that because it wasn't that long anyway. So
Yeah, I was like, I'm
and
not even
same-
going to do it.
Even though Dragon Quest is like 100 hours, I'm still gonna replay it just because I fucking
Right.
love it.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I held off because they did say that they were going to. It was going to be exclusive to PS4 for like about a year or so, and then they might put it on other stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna wait. They haven't announced anything, but I'm gonna wait. I know it's gonna come out on fucking X or
I
Series
mean, I
X.
have that on PS4, I have it on Switch, and I have it on 3DS. So
Yeah,
Dragon Quest XI.
I just actually bought Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch. I've yet to play it, but I bought it like maybe a month ago or so. It was on sale for I think.
I mean, as
Yeah.
long as you play
Right.
it,
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
you know.
well, here's why I'm upset. I wouldn't be normally, but I just got me a nice PC, and the Steam sales it was $30, and I paid I think 43 or something on.
Okay, but the Switch version does contain a lot more content.
I know
than
exactly,
that.
so
But
that's
this,
why I was like,
this is coming on PC though. It's coming out.
Yeah,
when
the definitive edition also.
well,
is
see,
coming on PC.
so I didn't know this, and I'm
Right.
upset even more now.
Yeah,
So-
because they just announced it. Yeah,
I mean, the base game took me 92 hours or so to complete.
But honestly,
So, like,
I have it portable too, so that's like cool, fine.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
a
yeah,
benefit.
but
but
whatever.
I feel you. I hate that. Was it Persona 5? I was holding off on getting it, and I finally bought Persona 5 on Black Friday like 2 years ago or something like that. And they announced like Royale like a fucking week later or some shit. I was so pissed. I still haven't booted
I never
up
finished
Persona 5 to
Royal.
play it.
I need to get back on
I still
it.
haven't
Mike-
booted up because I was like,
Yeah,
you know,
I really wanted to get 5. Like Mike got me into the world of Persona, and I was like, "What have you done? Why did
yeah, I was
why
harping
did you
him
do
pretty
this
hard.
to me?" And every day at work, I'll see Persona 5. It's $20. I was like, I should. And every time he'd come to my store, I'd be like, "Should I get this?" He goes, "Yes." And I was like, "But Royal's coming out." He's like, "Just get it. Just play it." And I waited, and I got Royal instead.
I would have gotten.
I mean, people are different, but if I enjoy a game that much, I'm gonna play it again. I don't care. How
Yeah, I'm
long
not
it
doing
is.
that.
Like I have not finished Persona 5.
I haven't
Royal
either.
Or
I
whatever.
very, very rarely play a game multiple times. That Resident Evil 3 thing, it was an exception just because it was so short.
It's a
I mean,
fluke.
it depends on
right,
how good
right.
it is. If it's that tier, if it's like a 10 like level game to me, I will play
I'm-
it.
to me, it's like the same thing I have with animes. Some people will rewatch the same Full Metal Alchemist over and over and over, and I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah, that's me. Not with Full Metal.
But like, dude, 50 new ones come out like every season. I'm watching them all. Like,
I
mean,
don't think
really
I've ever
love this
played
show. But
I don't think I've ever played a game twice in my life.
Yeah,
I don't think I have.
I've played a couple.
Dude, I have beaten Ocarina of Time and Shenmue probably 20 times
Yeah,
each.
see,
Like,
I wonder. There's a couple of games I played multiple times, but for the most
I play
part,
Shenmue every
for
year.
the most part, I'd rather I'm like, all right, I beat this, cool. I'm gonna shelve that and then
Move on.
play something else. Yeah,
Right.
because that's usually what I have beat Ninja Gaiden Black, maybe like 2 or 3 times, and there's like a few other stuff.
I mean, it's not a long game if you are not
Right.
terrible at it.
And I mean, I love that game, but it's just most of the time I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play this and then move on to something else because
That's what I
there's
do,
too
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
There's so many of them out there.
There is, but sometimes, and this is how I kind of look at it, especially with Shenmue. I know I'm going back to
Yeah,
Shenmue,
yeah.
whatever. It's a comfort food game when I want to just sit back, enjoy myself, no stress. I know I'm not going to die at Shenmue. I know I'm not going to be confused. I know what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
So,
That's
like,
fair.
I just want to play a game, but I don't want to think too hard.
Yeah, I do that with movies.
kinda where I'm
I'll
at.
just.
Oh my
Yeah, there you
My
go.
wife does that.
But a movie is an hour and a half. I can do that. I can make that commitment.
I mean, Shenmue's not that much longer if you
My-
know what you're doing.
All right.
No, just kidding. It's about
I was
6
gonna
months.
say, hang on.
My wife does this with The Office. She loves The Office. She's watched that show
Yeah.
from like the first episode to the last episode probably more than 20 times by now.
Oh my
She'll
God.
have it on if she's just like making food or like cleaning something or just chilling or knitting or whatever the fuck The Office is playing.
Knitting?
Dude, just she's doing anything. Like The Office is playing. She has it running. She'll even like use the bathroom and have fucking like The Office playing or whatever, and it drives me nuts because she knows all the lines for like every episode. She'll say all the lines before the characters even say it. And I'm just like, watch something else. There's so much shit on Netflix, and she's like, well, I just put this on so I don't really have to like think about it. Now I have to look at it. I already know what happens. I'm like, why? But yeah.
So listeners, because you didn't hear like 2 weeks ago, or you didn't hear the last episode because yet again some dudes didn't post it. So like the reason there's been such a gap in the episode because I had coronavirus. Wear a mask. Out. That shit was not cool. But I when we were talking about shows, this kind of brought this up. Like I watched the entire Big Bang.
Oh my god!
When I was when I was off there, because I didn't feel like doing anything.
How many seasons is that?
I'm not focused enough. So it's 12 seasons.
Oh, it's 12. Oh my god!
Good lord!
I thought it was 8.
That's all I did. So I mean, you're not focused enough to play a game or anything like that. So I watched all the YouTube videos I had like stored up, and after that, I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Just sitting in the dark. I guess I'll watch Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, like just go. I would have dreams where Sheldon
Bazinga
was in my dreams. So. Bazinga,
oh my god!
So, I know that's not the most popular show, but it's
a lot of people.
I watched
of hilarious.
5 hours of that show, like at a marathon, and I was like, "Oh, I heard this is a good show." 5 hours in, I was like, "I haven't genuinely laughed once," and I stopped.
I've laughed a couple of times. Like there's a couple of good moments in the show. I'd say 65% of it is funny. Some of it's cringy. I don't know.
There's a lot of shows where people like them, even though they're not like gut-bustingly funny, like Full House and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll totally say I don't like every episode, but there are some that are.
You know what's funny? The person who told me that I should watch that show and that it was a great show was Matt, from GameSpot.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, you should watch it. It's hilarious." I saw like one episode and I was like, "Nah," that was it. I never went back, and that was more than 10 years ago. And I was like, "Nah, I'm good."
It's just not my cup of tea.
Hey, not everything's for everybody. So I mean, but let's keep it moving. I guess. Couple new releases for next week. You got Destroy All Humans.
Yes.
Fairy Tale.
Hold on.
I want to watch Fairy Tale and get into it. But it's such a commitment. It's not quite One Piece level commitment, but
it was really good. I watched a good amount of it, and I really did enjoy it. It is a lot of with friendship, but that's very tropey. But
my friend Lexi likes it a lot, and I started watching
every
it
shonen anime ever.
That's true. Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. It's a good show.
I hear a lot about it. Never started.
You also have the physical copy of Streets of Rage 4, which I probably will pick up.
I was so ready to buy that. I was so ready to get the super exclusive version, and they had it on Game Pass, and I was like, all right, I'll just play it on Game Pass.
Well, I played it on Game Pass too, but I liked it enough to where I kind of want to. I don't think it's going to be a $60. I think it's going to be like $30.
Yeah.
I'll probably buy it just to have it in my collection. Yeah. And that I don't even know what it's called, but that stupid Fast and the Furious game that they announced at the Game Awards last year.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name was talking about Takan.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything else about that game after that.
Yeah, that comes out on the 30th. So
that's funny.
Yep. The 30th or the 7th. It comes out before our next episode.
Real quick, I think we skipped over Balan Wonderland. Balan Wonderland, that was also announced in like the pre-show for the Xbox showcase.
Oh, you know what? I didn't watch the pre-show. I just scrubbed through the main show. So go ahead and talk about that.
So it's made by Yuji Naka, which any like Sega heads will know.
Okay,
that's the guy who did Nights into Dreams. He worked on Sonic Team and all that.
He's the Sonic guy.
So
yep.
This trailer, I'm not even gonna put like a whole lot into it, but this looks like This looks like Nights into Dreams 2. Like it looks exactly like Nights into Dreams.
Why have I not seen this?
So it's more, instead of flying around all the time, apparently the two characters, which just like in Nights into Dreams, there's a boy character and a girl character, and there's this like weird eccentric Knights looking character. He has like a hat, and he kind of looks like he's like almost.
He has a hat. descriptive.
He has like a white
has a
top
hat.
hat and like green dreads, I guess, under it or whatever. So it's really similar character design to Knights himself. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. No, I have to look that up. What was it called again?
That's a Wonderland. Balan.
Okay, I do remember a couple of years ago, didn't they put out a game? Because I got it for the Wii U, and it came with the original Wii version. It was called Rodea the Sky Soldier.
Yeah.
I want to say that was a Knights sort of thing. The Wii version was excellent. The Wii U version was trash.
Really?
But they came together.
That's interesting.
It was weird because, you bought it, and it came with both discs. On that topic of, like, Sega remakes, and I forget what this is called, but I saw it on Twitter. There's, like, a... someone's making like a Jet Grind Radio-esque looking game.
Really?
It looks awesome.
Is it like
I cannot remember what it's
a indie game or?
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I'm interested to see what happens.
I just remember seeing it on Twitter and like was like, oh, I need to look into that, and then I never did.
But yeah,
it straight looked like Jet Grind Radio.
I used to love that game, especially the music. If they get like the music,
dude, the music.
Yeah,
is
they have the
fantastic
music down pat.
Actually, have the CD soundtrack for that. Like that's how much I like that music in that game.
But yeah, this Battle Wonderland game, I'm not really into the whole 3D
I'm trying to find it right now.
Platformer thing. But I mean, it's Yuji Naka. This is If you're ever waiting for another Knights game, this is pretty much it. So
you're never gonna.
It's not gonna happen. So this is it. This is what you got. It does look pretty good though. So I just thought that was interesting.
I'm really trying to find that Jet Grind Radio-esque game.
Oh, there's another one we skipped over. That game that kind of looked like it looked like Minecraft a little bit. It had like that 3D.
Okay, I found it.
What the hell was that game called? It was during the showcase.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have a blank. I have the craziest mind fart right now. Shit.
Well, you know what you're talking about, and I don't.
It's
so
like
it
was like 3D Dot Game Hero, I think, kind of like that.
Okay,
it was a
I'm
lot
down with
like that, and it had kind of like a Stranger Things vibe. And I can't remember the name of the game.
Well, while you're thinking about it, the Jet Grind Radio game is called Bomb Rush Cyberfunk.
Really?
Cyberfunk?
And Cyberfunk, yes.
Gotcha.
And it's that cel-shaded. They don't look like they have inline skates, but I can't really tell. But they're like jetting around the city and grinding on rails and doing graffiti. It straight looks like a Jet Grind Radio game. So it's from a company called Team Reptile. So it's an indie game. I don't know what it's going to be on, but I'm on board. Yeah, from the Netherlands, Team Reptile. So I don't know what else they've made.
Wow.
Oh, it will be coming to consoles as well. So it just doesn't say when.
I definitely don't see where this is. Well, anyways, yeah,
No,
that's fine.
You could find
We'll
it.
figure that out later. All right, so what were we saying about
Right after the
releases?
show,
Or
you'll remember what it is. What was that?
were you saying about releases? I think I just jumped in there.
I already talked about the
Yeah.
ones that really came out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess that is it.
Yeah.
Beautiful listeners.
It was a good showcase. I liked it.
Next episode, yeah, it was really good. So, next episode, I will have beaten Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima.
I got Deadly Premonition 2. I'm gonna play that, so I expect some good gags about the terrible frame rate in that. I'm sure you saw that video.
Yeah,
where it's running
I
like
did.
5 frames a second. But whatever. I still want to play it, so. Yeah, everybody, thank you for the feedback on the previous episodes. It helps a lot. If you have any more feedback, or you have a question or anything like that, you can reach us at escapevideogames@gmail.com. That's escapevideogames@gmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter. My name is Michael McLeod, so I'm at McLeod0. Anybody want to throw theirs out there? If not, cool.
Don't have one.
I have one. Never
have a
touched
Twitter.
it. So
Yeah, it's all good. That's the only thing I'm on, but if that's
I think
it,
that is it.
Anybody got anything to plug?
No.
All right. Well, until 2 weeks. Talk to you
All
then.
right. See y'all later.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Peace.